What's up, everybody? Ghost Girl, Angel Ghost Girl here, actually. Right now, if you're new to my channel, we do lots of those things on here. Right now, we're reading I Am Haunted, Living Life Through the Dead by Zak Bagans. And right now, we're on page 265, and we're on chapter 38, When I Die. What's at the end of this train ride? Question mark. I've chosen a profession that forces me to have a close relationship with death and the afterlife, and to think about those things constantly, all the time. I never stop thinking, ever, and the deeper and deeper my journeys, experiences, and interactions with spirits get, the more I think about my own death. What will happen? I'm not in a rush to find out. I have a lot of living left to do, but still, it's intriguing to think about. First, a quick detour. On November 6, 2014, I was in a Cadillac Escalade traveling to Goldfield Ghost Town in Arizona. We were driving along the base of Superstition Mountain, which is said to be steeped in curses and Native American lore. That probably had nothing to do with what was about to happen, but it's worth mentioning. Billy was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and Aaron and Jay were in the back. We came to a four-way intersection where we had a stop sign, but the cross traffic did not. This is important. Billy stopped, but as he started through the intersection, I felt strangely compelled to lift my head from my phone and look to my right. What I saw scared the life out of me. When Billy stopped at the stop sign, he did not look to his right to see a car barreling towards us at 55 miles per hour and proceeded to escalate through the intersection like an idiot. When Billy is driving, Aaron's, Jay's, and my heads are usually bent down over our phones, but for some reason I lifted mine as I felt the car move from the stop sign, and that decision saved my life. I screamed at Billy to stop. The oncoming car, thinking we would stay stopped at the stop sign, saw us in the middle of the intersection about to get T-boned. The car swerved around us, tires screeching and smoking on the asphalt, and nearly flipped. Then it crashed into the bushes and cactuses on the shoulder of our side of the road. We sat there for a few seconds, trying to observe what the hell had just happened. I screamed at Billy. How could he not look to the right? If I hadn't lifted my head, this car would have T-boned us, smashing directly into my door, and I know I would have been killed. I was pissed, and I let Billy know it. We went to the other car to check on the driver, an elderly gentleman who had only one arm. I think he had a veteran's hat on. He was in shock, just sitting there amid the smoke pouring from his car, speechless and unable to move. We all just stared at each other, knowing that Billy had nearly just caused some of us to be killed. We were literally within an inch of stepping through the door of the unknown while we were on our way to investigate the afterlife at the base of a cursed mountain. To make a long story short, I screamed at Billy hardcore, but an hour later we were already cracking jokes about it. Let's just say that when Billy drives now, I never look down at my phone. At moments like this, I honestly feel that my life was spared. After my first real experience with a spirit, which occurred when I was just a kid, I was chosen by some greater forces to do what I am doing now. It's almost like I have spiritual strings attached to me, and at times those forces act as a puppeteer, leading me to have certain thoughts and go to certain places at certain times. and originate the energy where thereby bringing my own energy. I'm constantly being guided by spirits and other powerful forces in the ways that defy rational explanation. They want me to reopen cold cases and stories that don't have proper endings. I feel like a spiritual missionary doing not God's work, but the work chosen by certain spirits. At almost every location I investigate, I tend to have a deep experience that stays with me. I never have these experiences anywhere else, and they're getting stronger. Each experience is so powerful and emotional and beyond this living life that I feel like I am supposed to be there to make this connection. I feel like my energy is doing something beyond myself in these locations. It's fulfilling the needs of spirits there, but sometimes the spirits are not all good, and I don't realize it until it's too late. I feel like I am roaring down the tracks of spiritual railway, and I can't get off no matter what I do. It makes me think about what at the end of the line, my own death. I believe that when my death comes, I will visit the locations I've investigated one more time. I believe that in the afterlife, I'll travel to all the places where I've left a residue of my own energy. It's like having my own private doorway that I will walk through at each place. The journeys I'm taking now are training me for that time, for how I'm going to live my life after life. It's soul training. I never planned to get the tattoo on my left arm. I just woke up one day and decided I needed it. It says, "The dead travel fast." My other tat is a Vlad Tempest, better known as Dracula, whom I feel is a real vampire living past in his first death. I experienced his spirit in Romania during my white rite ceremony in Paris. Father Sebastian told me that being a vampire is about living beyond your first death. One thing scares the crap out of me when I think about crossing over and passing through those doorways. Are the spirits I've pissed off going to be there waiting for me? They could be. So I also train to build my spiritual armor. There are no textbooks or manuals that will prepare you for death, except the Bible. So I'm blazing my own trail. If you believe in it, you will spend an eternity with God in heaven. If not, who knows? But I'll be ready either way. I feel like my body and soul are day and night. I'm constantly being driven one way and then pulled back to the other. The cover of this book is a good illustration of that struggle. I've got demons, angels, and spirits fighting to pull me in different directions all the time. I wish I could give everyone a secret password to summon me when I pass over, like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. But if we could do that, then there would be phone booths set up to talk to the other side. Or someone would make an app for your phone so you could call up your great-great-grandfather and ask how things went down at Gettysburg. There would be no mysteries in life. What fun would it be? What fun would that be? Living forms are more in tune with the world around us in the afterlife than we think. I've said before that I think the human body is a perfect, reliable detector of paranormal energy. Our minds are powerful, and our subconscious is amazing. The problem is that we're stuck in these bodies that decay and degrade over time, and we even help the process along by indulging in vices like drugs and alcohol, and letting our minds get worn down by the stress of relationships, work, bills, terrorism, religion, you name it. We don't channel our energy well. We're distracted by everything. we don't take the time to learn how to use our minds more fully. At death, when life ends and all the trivial things of this world disappear, I believe that our minds are finally freed from all distractions and we are allowed to focus singly and freely on one thing. Some souls cross over into a realm we don't know about yet. Others turn their focus to something they hold dear, like a family member or a house, to roam carefree. Our bodies have to stay in one physical place and time, but our spirits are free after death, and our conscience takes on a new ability to do things. But we will never know until we cross over. I think death is mysterious, that mysteries need to remain somehow secret. I like to poke and prod around it and try to get a glimpse of what happens when we cross over, but we won't and shouldn't want to know for sure until we step through that door one last time and learn what God has in store for us. That's how He made it, and I do believe in Him. I wasn't meant to die in a car crash in Arizona. I'm meant for something else. It's all a design, and it's all has meaning. And that is it of the book. That's the very last chapter. And this is Zak Bagans at the end of the book. So if you want more things like this, just let me know. Subscribe and like my channel and comment in the comments below. Until next time, everybody. Don't be too scary.